In an industry full of live service trash designed for the sole purpose of milking players for as much money as humanly possible, it's incredibly rare to see a focused, polished single-player experience published by a AAA company. But in 2023, that's exactly what we got when Hi-Fi Rush was shadow dropped by Microsoft during an Xbox Direct. Developed by Tango Gameworks, the same devs behind The Evil Within and Ghostwire Tokyo, Hi-Fi Rush is a 3D rhythm-based combat game. You play as Chai, a goofy, annoying, but kind of lovable wannabe rock star, who's given a robot arm and an MP3 player for a pacemaker by an evil megacorporation who deem Chai as a defect, and for the entirety of the game are hell-bent on destroying him. What truly differentiates this game from other hack-and-slash action games is that every attack, combo, parry, even movement revolves around the beat of the soundtrack. Every attack lands on the beat, but timing your button presses to the beat increases your damage output and speed, which adds increased depth to your attacks. Instead of mashing buttons like I did as a child playing any fighting game ever, Hi-Fi Rush encourages you to pace your attacks to the beat. Unlike a lot of rhythm games I've played, Hi-Fi Rush offers a lot of visual aids to stay on time with your button presses. Chai will tap his feet and bob his head to the beat. He has a robot following him that acts as a visual metronome. Even the environment around you seems to pulse to that same beat, making it feel alive. Of course, a rhythm game is nothing without a good soundtrack, and I'm glad to say that this game has some bops. While navigating a stage, you'll get some decent tracks, but once you get to a boss fight is really when the soundtrack comes together. Using licensed tracks that perfectly match each phase of the boss to the music makes each boss super memorable and just a blast to fight. The first boss I encountered, blasting 1 million by 9 Inch Nails, sets the tone for the rest of the game perfectly.
Let's rock, big boy.
The story isn't something groundbreaking, but it's enough to move you along from stage to stage with a purpose and a clear enemy. You essentially work with a few other characters to take down an evil megacorp named Vandalay. Each stage is essentially a different department of the company with a themed boss that controls each department. From the quality assurance section you start the game at to the hell that you'd think would represent HR but is actually R&D. All 12 stages feel unique and exciting to play through. Although the game is short, the game is fun and engaging throughout the entire experience. The writing can be a bit corny at times, with jokes that you'd hear from a Sunday morning cartoon, but I think it suits the overall style the game goes for, making it more endearing than it is cringe. That being said, the art style of this game is amazing. The flat, colorful textures and simple geometry makes you feel like you're playing through a comic book. In-game graphics are pretty good, but what ties it all together are the cutscenes that seamlessly flow from animation to gameplay. All of this makes for an incredibly unique and visually pleasing experience. I touched on the gameplay before, but I want to emphasize the incredible variety of combos, abilities, and companion abilities that allow the player to mix up their playstyle at will. You start with a simple quick attack with X that you can hit once per beat, and a strong attack that you hit once every 2 beats. At first, it's hard to get used to using these two buttons together in combos while maintaining a good rhythm, but once you do, everything just clicks. Eventually, you can unlock special abilities and even team-up attacks that allow an ally to teleport in for a moment to help. I could go on and on about what I enjoy about this game, but honestly, it's such a unique experience that I think you just have to try it out for yourself. This game almost immediately became a classic when it was released, which is why it came as a huge surprise when Microsoft shut down the studio behind the game. I know Microsoft isn't exactly known for their good decisions, but this one was just baffling. This game was one of the few Xbox Windows exclusives that really offered something new, so it was just devastating to think that we may never get one again. Luckily, this story has somewhat of a happy ending, as the studio Tango Gameworks was acquired by Krafton, and apparently they are working on a Hi-Fi Rush 2, which I personally can't wait for. Hi-Fi Rush is one of those rare games that reminds you why games can be so great. It doesn't waste your time by padding out content. It doesn't try to sell you a Kim Kardashian skin to make a shit ton of money. It doesn't try to pretend to be something it's not. If you haven't played this game yet, do yourself a favor and play it now. You won't regret it. And that's pretty much all I have to say. If you like this video, give it a like. Let me know what you think in the comments below. Till next time.
See ya.